Hello, welcome to the All or Nothing podcast. Our official sponsors are KR Couriers and Transport Limited.
Big shout out to everyone who likes, shares, comments and subscribes to the All or Nothing podcast with myself, Billy Moore. In the car with me today, I've got Myka. Now, Myka, we've run in the same circles up in Bournemouth. Myka's from Gloucester. Fred Foster from Gloucester. And she's come down and we're talking about this young lady's just shared her story with me. She's been in prison. She's been in addiction for a long time, and she's in recovery. She's been in recovery for quite some time now, and she's all about giving back to the community and helping young men get involved in contact sports, especially within the prison system, because the prison seems to avoid anything to do with contact sports. So tell us a little bit about what you're about first and what your aim is.
So I suppose what I'm about is just somebody just trying to get through. I've been in the world of addiction, causing carnage everywhere, being in prison, and just causing harm to others, but myself as well, and not really having a sense of who I was. Yeah. And I think, my journey of recovery has been really about learning who I am, how I tick, and who I want to be, I suppose, isn't it? And, I come from a place, I was a gymnast when I was young, before addiction, and what I realised, I like the link with, actually, I'm somebody that I like sports, I like gym, I like, I get a good sense of it. It makes me feel good about myself. Yeah. And so, I've done lots of that. And outside of the working environment, I get involved in lots of stuff in the community, with women, with men, separate things to look at how we can support people to make positive change in their life. And it doesn't just have to be with addiction, is it? Everybody's fighting something and struggling with something. So I think it's about providing opportunity and space, but also just in a really loving way. We just need to love each other, don't we?
Well, you've come to a place of solace, haven't you, in your own recovery, because we were talking before, and there's a lot of identification, because I lived in Bournemouth and you still live up them ways, and we all know the same people, and there's a few people that watch this that will remember me and the chaos and yourself up them ways, and you've come so far. It just gives people hope that they can change, because I speak to people on my platform about my journey, and from my point of view, and it's from your perspective as a woman. What's it being like?
It's tough, and I think it's.
Do you think there's any differences between me and you, and male and female in recovery?
I think that there is. Yeah. I think there's loads of similarities. The internal condition is similar, and some of the behaviours are similar. But I think we tick differently, and I think the pressures that society put on us as men, like we were talking about, be a man. And actually go and conduct yourself in so many ways, because that's manly. Women have different pressures to men, but equally we all have pressures, and we were just talking, weren't we? And I think my journey of recovery has meant that I've conducted myself terribly, and done lots of things and messed around and done all the things that I probably shouldn't have done. But all of that has been about, it's growth, isn't it? It's not to judge yourself or others about it. It's about learning what's all right for you, what's not. It's
acting out, isn't it? It's and basically, for those that don't understand what we're talking about, it means you're trying to change the way you feel without putting a drug in your system, but basically what you're doing is you're harming yourself in other ways. You're sleeping around, you're not doing the right things, you're being dishonest to people, you're being dishonest to yourself, you're manipulating. You've got all those old traits that you had when you were using, but you're clean, and it eventually, if you don't address it takes you back.
Oh, it's horrific. I often say about, my addiction, I was all inclusive in my addiction, I would take anything really. And in my recovery, I was like that, in the sense of I picked up a person to change the way that I feel. I put the drugs down and I picked up a person, and that has been man, woman or beast.
I picked up a fork. and a spoon.
I done that as well.
Pick up the cakes.
Food addiction. Sex.
For me, it was like there was clothes, image, orientation. Everything had to be the fucking same. I couldn't understand. You know, I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know, you know, what I wanted. You know, I'd look in your fucking shopping basket if it was out, and I'm going, fucking hell, I wonder if I like that. Because, you know, I dressed different. I remember trying to grow my hair. I had a quiff on me like an Irish Scottish spoiler. Right? A mad fucking shirt. A pair of skinny tight jeans.
Was it a check shirt?
Oh, I can't even remember, but it was like, I thought I've got to fit in like the fucking, you know, try and be like the average normal Joe.
Yeah.
People like, get on your fucking Ketwick there, let's sort your head out. And it was just not being able to be. And I said this the other day, I said, I think it's really difficult when you get your shit together. I'll say it in layman's terms. It's just to be you, because, you know, you don't know who the fuck you are.
Well, who is that? And that's the point, isn't it? And I think that's what's difficult. And I think the younger people face that all the time. But I think that there's the added layer as when you're an adult in age.
Yeah.
And we're doing the reset, and all of a sudden it's like you don't know who the fuck you are, and how you tick. I didn't know what music I liked, so I liked what music you liked. I couldn't order something at a restaurant because I'd always want what you've got. You know, like that's a struggle.
That's a struggle anyway, that, to be fair.
I didn't know what clothes fitted my body shape. I didn't, you know, like I wanted to blend in everywhere. So I understand, and that was changeable depending on who I, you know, that seeking acceptance and approval.
Yeah.
Everywhere,
you
know, being all singing, all dancing.
So what is it like, what have you come to understand now over the years? What have you've learned? What have you kind of got from just staying fucking clean, really?
Well, just staying clean is not good enough.
No.
What I've learned from that is I can't, if just staying clean is an option, I'd go back to using, because actually it's painful. So actually it has to be better.
So you're a strive for something, haven't you?
It's got to be better, and I've got,
you can't just
I
be
feel
clean.
like the sense of purpose is massive. You know, like so I think what I've had to do is the process of figuring out who I am, and actually not needing validation from others to be all right, which is tricky, sometimes better than others, isn't it? It's not a perfect science. But I think as well, you know, like there's the bit of being really reflective and kind of growing, but also there's the other stuff of what am I doing in my life, how am I benefiting the community, how am I working with others.
Exactly, and that's what I've said to myself over the years. You know, I've got to a point of what am I going to give back, because I was a drain on my community, I was a drain on society, it was horrible to my family, it was horrible to the people around me, because I wanted what I wanted, and I was going to get it no matter what. You know, what was your drug of choice, Billy? My drug of choice was yours. Whatever you had, I'll fucking have yours. My name's Billy Moore, and I wanted more. That was what it was.
It's apt, isn't it?
So now it's like, you know, it's okay virtue signal and say, oh yes, I'm going to do this and do that. No, actually fucking get out there and give a bit back.
Yeah.
Right? Be of a benefit to the community. And that's what I like to do. I like to chat to people. I like to get out and I like to give something back. And I work with young kids who, you know, we're on the cusp of knife crime, gang culture, county lines. You know, we're getting groomed. They've had terrible fucking upbringings. You know, and I relate and I identify. And I think that's what keeps me going. And I love doing these podcasts, and I love speaking to people like yourself. And going forward, me and Myka will be working together, hopefully, on some stuff within the prisons. And, you know, honest to God, it's been really lovely to have you here. Thanks, Myka. Appreciate it. And with that, thanks for watching. Take care.